What up YouTube, it's Misery Hates Company. In this video, we are looking at Wolverine. Now, he was just recently confirmed in the dev notes that I covered yesterday. But in this video, I want to look in the dev notes a little bit further and see if we can hypothesize a little bit about what to expect from our good friend Wolvie and his skills and his specializations and everything in between, because I feel like when you read them very closely and you think about other Marvel games, there's actually a lot to unpack. So let's do just that, and don't forget, based off of my previous video, it looks like we are expected to get Wolverine next Wednesday, the 17th, because that is when his event of like welcoming Wolverine ends, is actually the 16th, which is in line with when they typically do their updates, which is on Wednesday mornings, bright and early. So that is my guess, and I'm sticking to it. But in this video, it's all Wolverine, baby. So let's go. All right, so like I said previously, we did talk about Wolverine a little bit in the dev notes. I skimmed over this. I want to look at the three specializations here a little bit closer. Hello, update. Get out of here with all that. So it looks like the three classes, which when we saw this for Scarlet Witch, it was her three main specializations, or her three main skill types, rather, not the specializations, but more the skill types. So we have Swift Strike, which again is a class skill that uses enhanced physique to aim a target to inflict more damage or apply additional effects. Now it says Swift Strike characteristics: the target's movement will be restricted and additional debuffs will be applied when conditions are satisfied. Now this part right here concerns me, because we got a taste of this with Doctor Strange and it did not go well. This when conditions are satisfied, like when guard broke or stuff like that. Okay, what are we doing here? All the updates, but yeah. So to me, this is going to be the highest DPS class, as it does even say it's going to be the class that enhances physique to aim a target to inflict more damage or apply additional effects. So this one, I definitely anticipate just high DPS, but maybe high cooldowns as well, is what I would guess from this. But again, it only does maybe it does more damage when a certain condition is met, like maybe when there is a bleed or a rupture, which we'll talk about here in a second, or maybe when they're guard broken or defense down, then they'll do more damage. But again, I am always cautious when it comes to skills that require something else to happen, because in PvP it can be very difficult to line those up. Like for Scarlet Witch, for example, I love the fact that most of her specializations are just tailored to just having a status effect on the enemy, because basically everything she does applies a status effect. So it's not hard to make that happen. It just happens naturally while playing the character, whereas we don't know what Wolverine will require, but based off his typical toolkit in other games, it's going to be some type of effect. But maybe not all of his skills will do that like Scarlet Witch, or maybe they will, and this will be a non-problem, but I'm very hesitant with those last four words there, when conditions are satisfied. So that's my take on the first one. Now, and keep in mind, this is going to be like how the different gear is tailored to, both special gear and the regional gear. So there will be a type of gear that is focused on swift striking, whatever. You get the idea. But the next one, Adamantium Claws, a skill class that weakens the enemies by using the Adamantium Claws that he got from the Weapon X project. Adamantium Claws characteristics: rupture, apply buffs on self and on allies, which is kind of weird. Rupture in itself sounds like a debuff, which even it says, or I guess it is separated like rupture, comma, but then it tells you what rupture is: decreases the target's defense and stacks effects. So I'm assuming this is going to be the type of bleed, like the hemorrhage that I mentioned in my previous video when I talked about what Wolverine needs to be successful. This makes a lot of sense. So you're going to be defense down, or like a defense pierce type thing. And then you're also going to be stacking what I would anticipate based off the word rupture, some type of bleed effect that does more damage over time, also known as a dot. So this one I think will be definitely usable no matter which one you build. I feel like you're probably going to want to have a few of these skills in your toolkit, whereas I could totally see somebody doubling down on the Swift Strike, doing all of the status effects, all the high damage, but that would definitely be a certain build. Whereas this one, it makes it based off this very brief read, it makes it sound like it's very positive. It's always net positive. It's defense down, and then also stacks additional effects. Obviously, you probably get more effects the more of these that you have on your skill toolbar or skill bar. So let's say you have 2, you only get a few of them that stack, and you probably have these the stack effects fall off. Whereas if you had more of them, and you double down on this class in particular, you can maybe have it up all the time. So maybe that is like the give and take that you do when you're trying to build out the perfect skills for this. Okay, now last but not least, we have the ultimate weapon, a skill class that inflicts damage by instantly reducing the distance to the enemy as if hunting a prey. Now, keep in mind, in my previous video, I did talk about the one thing that Wolverine was going to need would be a gap close, because in this game we have a lot of flying and fast moving heroes, so he was definitely going to need the ability of moving faster or having, again, a gap close. Now here's where it gets interesting though. So what ultimate weapon characteristics? Fast attack speed. No shot, I called that. Consistently tracks the target. Now here's the thing, okay? If I was right, about fast attack speed, and we're talking about boosting the attack speed of his normal attacks, that's phenomenal. I think that is super cool. It's very unique. Like I said, I think Netmarble does a good job of trying to make all of the heroes unique in their own way, and making him have faster attack speed would be fantastic. Now, again, it could just be faster like skill cooldown, right? That would totally make sense too. But the way it's written is fast attack speed, which does make it seem like we are speeding up the auto attack, which is brand new to the game if that's what they're doing. I could be wrong, but again, I called that as well, that would be very cool if they added it to the game. And here we are potentially getting it. So I was 2 for 2. Yes. So it is saying that we are currently adjusting and testing his balance before we wrap up. And we hope for your understanding that we're not able to share detailed information as changes may arise. Makes total sense. This is all still, sounds like, at least in development, but I would hope it's almost done because, like I said, I'm anticipating getting him on next Wednesday. So we'll see if that works out. We will do our best so that you can meet the most ferocious and dangerous Wolverine this August. Very, very exciting stuff. So again, the way that based off how these skills or descriptions are written, I'm thinking I would want to double down on ultimate weapon because it allows you to have a gap close, track the target, and attack faster. And then I would also add in a couple of the adamantium skills. So I'm thinking, again, hypothetically, I have no idea what these skills are. Genuinely, I'm probably going to go for like 3 ultimate weapon skills and then 2 adamantium class skills. The way that Swift Strike is described makes it seem like you definitely have to go all in on a specific type of build. And I don't like that. I want to feel like I can do whatever I want. And I feel like between adamantium claws and ultimate weapon, that it definitely is going to play more like Wolverine. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And don't forget, I still have a challenge that I have not yet announced publicly that I will be doing with Wolverine. If you're interested, like I said previously, make sure you smash the subscribe button because it's coming soon and I cannot wait to talk about it. So until next time, guys, lock it in.